Hi everyone, Coach Heather here, and today I want to talk to you about why authentic leadership actually builds credibility. Because I often get this question: what if being more authentic damages my credibility as a leader? And this is probably the most common fear I hear from executives that I work with. And I totally get it because you work really hard to build a strong professional reputation. And the last thing you want is for authenticity to undermine everything you've accomplished. But what if I told you that research shows exactly the opposite happens? What if authentic leadership actually increases your credibility rather than damaging it? I think that authenticity is one of the most important things we can bring into leadership and into life. So often we think we have to choose between being authentic and being professional. But the truth is, you can be both. Authenticity also doesn't mean oversharing or being unfiltered. It doesn't mean that, but it does mean being real, showing up as the truest version of yourself, aligned with your values, your words, and your actions, because the world doesn't need a false, polished version of you. It needs an authentically alive you. I want to share a little bit what happened with someone I work with, I coach, named Sarah. And she's a director at a tech company. And at the time that we met, she'd been leading her team for 3 years. And by all external measures, she was very successful. She got all of her projects done on time. The metrics looked good. Her boss was super happy with her performance. But Sarah knew something was off. Her team seemed disengaged. The meetings they had felt stilted. When she asked for feedback, she got polite responses that didn't quite seem genuine. The team wasn't fully engaged. Can you see? And she was worried that if she showed more of her authentic self, her genuine concerns about the changes in the industry around them, her excitement about innovative approaches, her real thoughts about the company direction, she'd lose the professional authority she'd worked so hard to establish. But after some coaching, here's what happened when Sarah started leading more authentically. Instead of losing credibility, her team's trust in her leadership actually increased. And we know this because we measured it. Their quarterly engagement survey showed a 23-point increase in trust in immediate supervisor within 6 months. Comments shifted from generic positive responses to specific mentions of feeling heard, valued, and inspired. Why did this happen? Because credibility isn't built on perfection or performance. It's built on consistency between your values and your actions. When your external presentation aligns with your internal convictions, people sense that alignment and they respond with increased trust. I want you to think for a moment about the leaders you most respect in your own life. Are they the ones who never showed uncertainty, never acknowledged challenges, never let you see their genuine commitment to their values? Or are they the ones who are real with you while maintaining clear direction and boundaries? Let me give you 3 specific ways authentic leadership builds rather than damages credibility. Number 1, it increases predictability. When you lead from authentic values, your team can predict how you'll respond to situations because they understand your genuine priorities. And that predictability builds trust. Number 2, it improves decision-making quality. When you're not expending mental energy on managing your image, you can focus entirely on making the best decisions. Better business decisions builds credibility. Number 3, it creates psychological safety. When your team senses your authenticity, they're more likely to bring you real problems and genuine solutions. Better information leads to better outcomes, which builds credibility. So, how do you build credibility through authentic leadership? I want you to start with what I call values-aligned decision making. Before major decisions or communications, ask yourself, is this choice aligned with my genuine leadership values, or am I choosing based on how I think I should appear? So are you choosing in align with your genuine values or appearances? Make decisions from your authentic convictions, then communicate those decisions clearly and own the outcomes fully. This combination of authenticity and accountability is incredibly credible to teams. I'm going to give you something else to practice. Transparent process sharing. Now, you don't have to share every detail of your thinking, but you can share your decision-making process when appropriate. It sounds something like this. I considered XYZ factors, and here's how I weighed them based on our priorities. This shows your team that your decisions come from thoughtful consideration, grounded in clear values, and not from arbitrary authority or political positioning. And added bonus, it also helps you mentor and develop your team in real time because you're showing them how you think about the business. And I know some of you are thinking, but what if I make a mistake? Won't authenticity make my errors more visible? Here's the thing. Your mistakes are already visible to your team. The question is whether you're going to own them authentically or try to manage them through performance. Authentic ownership of mistakes actually builds credibility because it demonstrates integrity and commitment to learning. I want to say that again to make sure you really hear me. Authentic ownership of mistakes actually builds credibility because it demonstrates integrity and commitment to learning. I hope I've conveyed that the fear that authenticity will damage your credibility is understandable, but it's not supported by research or real-world experience. And when you align your external presence with your internal convictions, when you lead from genuine values rather than performed authority, your credibility increases because people can sense your integrity. And an authentically alive you is what's needed now. It's what your team, your organization, and the world needs most. And when you lead from that place, credibility isn't something you chase, it's something you naturally embody. If you're ready to explore how authentic leadership can actually strengthen your credibility and deepen your team's trust, I'd love to have a private conversation with you. And I'm offering complimentary coffee chats where we can discuss what authentic leadership looks like in your specific context and how you can build even stronger credibility through genuine presence. So if you're interested, click the link below to book your time, and let's talk about how authenticity can become your greatest leadership asset, not a risk to be managed. And until next time, please know I am cheering you on. Thanks so much.